home, okay? Right now in Philadelphia is your time to buy a home. I keep telling people this. Right now, there's not enough inventory out there. There's not enough homes on the market, all right? And there's none coming soon. Philadelphia and other places, they're building new construction. But Philadelphia is already built out. It's probably arguably the oldest city in the Union. All right. So they're probably not going to be building any more houses. So right now is people's time to buy a home. All right. Now what's going to happen? I was just talking with somebody yesterday, and they said, well, I'm going to kind of wait. I'm going to wait. I'm like, all right, what exactly are you waiting for? The only thing that you're waiting for is higher prices. That's it. Only thing is going to happen is that if the interest rates go down, more people are going to jump in trying to get a home. So now, if you want to buy a home, now is the time. Right now, there's so many initiatives from Philadelphia and Pennsylvania and the federal government to get people into homes. They know that the biggest obstacle is the down payment. Well, there's no more excuse. There's no more excuse because there's federal grants, there's local grants, there's forgivable loans, there's grants at the banks, there's grants at the mortgage companies also. So there's no reason why you should not be getting into a home. Okay. Spoke with a lender, I think on Monday, and he said that the biggest obstacle for people is your credit score. Right. But you only need a 580. You only need a 580 credit score in order to get into the game. Okay. So we're gonna talk about the 10 steps to buying a home. All right. So give me 1 second while my Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Let me get first. Give me 1 second. Let me add this. Okay, here we go. All right. So what's step number one? Step number one is to save for your down payment. You got to save for your down payment. You got to have some money, okay? Um, there are programs out there, and I've done deals where I got people money back, all right? But you got to show that you have some money. Why? Because the people who are giving you these grants and forgivable loans, and loans just period, they don't want you to be house poor. So they don't want you to get inside the property, something breaks, and now you can't afford it. All right. So you got to have some type of down payment. All right. Now, what I did when I bought my first house many moons ago is I got a checking account. I got an online checking account or savings account. I knew that it was going to be hard to actually get to that money. All right. And I was working a 9 to 5 at that time. So what I did is I took about 20%, and I took that 20% and I direct deposited that money into this special account. And I did that every week until I had about $5 or $6,000, or every time I got paid until I got $5 or $6,000. Okay. And and when it was time to make the down payment, I had the down payment. All right. So save for your down payment. And it's tax time now. So instead of going to WeBuyCars.com or going to Mitsubishi or going to some type of car lot and putting a bunch of money on a car, save that tax money. Save that tax money, put it in a checking account or a savings account that you can't get to, okay? And that can be your down payment. So again, I have plenty of mortgage programs where you'll get 0% down. All right, 0% down. There's no closing costs or there's no down payment, but you still have to have some type of reserves. They still want to see that you have some type of money. Also, when you're buying a home, there are soft costs that aren't in the closing costs or down payment. Like what? Like your inspection. The inspection, you got to pay in cash or a credit card. Also, the appraisal. If you add both of them up, it comes to around $1,200, $1,300, somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay, so you definitely want to you definitely want to save for your down payment. Now, listen, March 9th, which is this Saturday, 3 days away. we're having the ultimate home buying masterclass. It's happening down in Northern Liberties. Go to buyinginphilly.com to reserve your spot. I'm going to have Drew Smith, who's the managing director of Trinity Solutions, which they help people with their credit. Okay, he's going to be there to talk about also how to save for your down payment and different ways that you can save and budget. So you definitely want to make it down there, whether it's your first time buying a home or your second time buying a home. You definitely want to be there. Okay, we're going to have food, we're going to have drinks, we're going to have door prizes, we're going to have raffles, we're going to have all that stuff, y'all. Okay, so make sure you go to buyinginphilly.com. So that's number one, is saving for your down payment. Number two is you got to know your credit score. You have to know what your credit score is. Okay. Now, for a lot of these programs, you only need a 580. You only need a 580. All right. But you got to know what your credit score is. And Credit Karma is not your credit score. Okay. Newsflash, Credit Karma is not your credit score. So people, y'all got to stop going to Credit Karma and thinking that that's your credit score. No, that's you have a Vantage score and a FICO score. What people use, what everybody uses to determine your credit worthiness is your FICO score, not your Vantage score. Some credit cards use Vantage scores, and also, how are you, sir? Please, okay. Um, some credit cards uses Vantage scores and Credit Karma uses Vantage scores. That is not your credit score, okay? Now, Credit Karma is good for some things. Credit Karma is great for seeing the accounts that you have, all right? So I just don't want to throw Credit Karma out the window. No, you can definitely look at the accounts that you have and see what you need to get off, but do not use that as a barometer for your credit score because that is what it is not. But you got to have a decent credit score. You got to have, and what's a decent credit score? It needs to be 580 or better. Okay, safe. Number three is find a real estate agent. All right. Now here's the thing: if you're in Philadelphia or the surrounding counties, or if you're in Jersey or Delaware, it's easy. You can call me. Okay. You can call me, but you want to find a real estate agent as soon as possible. And if you're anywhere else and you're looking for a real estate agent, contact me because I can definitely put you on to have a network worldwide. Right? But you definitely want a to find a real estate agent. And the reason why is because they're a professional that has gone through this time and time again, so they know what to look for, and they're really going to be quarterbacking your complete situation. Okay, and they're going to be. Let me step back. They're going to be more as a trusted advisor. Okay, trusted advisor, letting you know about the information every step of the way. All right. And that brings me to number four as far as getting pre approved. When you have a good real estate agent, they should be able to point you in the right direction of different down payment assistance programs. Now, there are realtors who don't deal with down payment assistance programs. So that's why if you just go to any realtor, any Joe Blow, they may not know of all the down payment assistance programs. And here's the thing: there's not a book, okay? There's not a book that has all the down payment assistance programs in it. All right. You got to have somebody who's in the field. You got to have somebody who's in the field that actually knows what they're talking about, that's dealing with multiple lenders, that kind of has their hand on the pulse as far as down payment assistance programs in the city or in the county. All right. But you want to get pre approved. All right. So after you get your down payment, after you get your credit score, and after you get your you actually, next you need to find a real estate agent. All right. Once you find a real estate agent, you got to get pre-approved. You got to get pre-approved, man. Going out there and shopping for homes and you're not pre-approved is you wasting everybody's time. All right. Why are you wasting everybody's time if you do that? The reason is because you don't know what you're qualified for. Now you can guess, okay, and there are multiple online calculators, but the real deal is actually getting pre-approved. All right. What does that mean? That means that you filling out an application for a mortgage company or a bank to say that, hey, I want to buy a house and I need a loan. All right. Um, Here's the thing that you don't want to just a lot of people say, all right, well, I'm just going to go down to my local bank. I've been banking with Bank of America for 20 years. I'm just going to go down there because they feel more comfortable down there. Here's the thing. If you do that, what's going to happen is one of two things. Either they're going to give you a phone number call to a call center in Idaho, or they're going to put you with the person who's the mortgage person that's in the office. In both cases, a lot what I've seen is you're usually treated like a number, okay? Because they have so many people coming in that you're just treated like a number. In this business, you want people that care. Why? Because if somebody really cares about your situation, they're going to find a way to make it work. That's why it's so important to find a person that cares, a real estate agent that cares, and also a mortgage lender that cares. Because a lot of times, based on a person really caring about the deal, they'll find a way to make it happen when different hurdles come up. Because in this process, there are a lot of moving parts. There are a lot of moving parts. And if you don't have somebody that cares, one of those moving parts could kill your deal. Could kill your deal. All right. But you want to get pre approved. Now, this Saturday, this Saturday coming up, March 9th, again, we're going to have people getting pre-approvals on site. On site. It starts at 1 o'clock, and again, it's on 7th Street, okay, in Northern Liberties. But more importantly, what you want to do is go to buyinginphilly.com. Go to buyinginphilly.com and register for the Ultimate Home Buying Masterclass, okay? The Ultimate Home Buyer Masterclass. I'm going to have a mortgage consultant there, and we're going to be talking about grants. We're going to be talking about down payment assistance programs. This guy has access to the easiest grant that I've ever seen in my life. So it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. If you're a millionaire, you can still qualify for his grant. It doesn't matter if you're a first time home buyer or a second time home buyer. You can still qualify for this grant. So you want to definitely make sure that you are in the house on March 9th, which is this Saturday. And this Saturday, everybody's going to leave with a customized home buying blueprint. Everybody's going to leave with a customized home buying blueprint. So you definitely want to make sure that you're there. Again, go either DM me and tell me that you're interested in coming, or go to buyinginphilly.com. Again, that's buyinginphilly.com and register VIP, lock in your spot right now. Okay. So number one is down payment. Number two is get your credit score straight. Number three is finding a real estate agent. Number four is getting pre-approved. Number five is after that, we go and look for a home. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, if you work with me, I'm going to ask you what your criteria is, because we already got the pre-approval. So I know how much you can afford or how much you're comfortable with paying every month for a home. Now we're going to look to buy a home. What I need from you is I need your criteria. What's your criteria? Now, when people come up with a criteria, think about this. There are going to be things that you absolutely want. Okay. There are going to be things that you absolutely need to have. For example, some people may a garage. They have to have a garage. Okay. But make sure you're clear. Make sure you're clear on the things that you want, and make sure you're clear on the things that you don't want. Now, there's going to be a lot of gray area. There's going to be a lot of gray area, okay? But be clear on the things that you want and be clear on the things that you don't want. You also want to make sure that you pick the right neighborhood. What do I mean by that? Okay? What I mean by that, what I mean by that is that you want to go and make sure that you're in the proper neighborhood. Why? Because when buying a home, having the neighborhood is the most important factor. Why? Because you can't change the neighborhood. You can't change the neighborhood. Then after that, the most important factor is the size of the home. 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, 2 bathrooms, and then after that, in importance is the finishes. The finishes is everything else. The finishes is the crown molding, the floors, the kitchen, the bath. All that can be changed. All that can be changed. Okay, but the neighborhood can't be changed. You can't change the neighborhood. Okay. Also, changing the size of the home, you can change the size of the home. It's just a little bit tougher. A little bit tougher. Okay. But based on your criteria, I'm going to send you homes in the neighborhoods or zip codes that you're looking for. And then what we're going to do is go out and find homes. So we're going to schedule homes. We're going to go out. Now, here's the thing. All right. I want to, I want to tell you guys this. This is a small secret. Know a lot of you were on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. Here's the thing is when you see a home, don't press I want to see that home. Okay? Again, don't press I want to see that home. Why? Because these sites are really marketing sites. And what they're doing is when you put I want to see this home, your contact information is sold to a realtor. So some people think that they're getting the seller's realtor. Some people think that they're getting in contact with the actual seller of the home. No, what you're doing is getting a buyer's agent is going to call you. Now you should have a buyer's agent. Okay, you should have a buyer's agent. But again, if you're in Philadelphia, New Jersey, or Delaware, and you want to see a home, you call me, right? You call me or right. So, Jenny, I see your comment. I did get your RSVP for Saturday. So hopefully I'll see you on Saturday and everybody else that's on this call. Okay. Hope to see you guys on Saturday for the home buying masterclass. Again, we're giving out beer on site. We'll be doing reviews, breaking down the down payment assist. We'll be breaking down Um, we were breaking down all of that stuff. And again, everybody will be getting a customized home buying blueprint, okay, on that day. So we're through five. We're through 5 steps, okay? Down payment, your credit, finding a real estate agent, getting pre-approved, and also finding a home. Number 6 is making an offer. So when we finally find a home that we want to put an offer in, I'm going to help you construct an offer. Okay. We're going to make an offer on that property. Now, once we make an offer on that property, now that property is under contract. So if you are on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, and you see there's like a white, no, not a white, there's a red sign on it that might say contingent or under contract. That means that the seller has accepted a offer from somebody. That's what that means. Okay. Now, working with me, hopefully we can get it to where that under contract is you, but we'll make an offer on the property. All right. Once we make an offer on the property, you're going to have a home inspection. That's why when we're going through these properties, you don't have to be the home inspector. Yeah, you want a casualty kind of casually look at the property, make sure there's no leaks, but just keep in mind that you're going to get a full inspection. Okay, what's an inspection? An inspection is when a inspector, you hire an inspector. He's a certified inspector. Okay, when you hire a certified inspector, they're going to come through and they're going to inspect everything that's apparent. Everything that's apparent in the property, they're going to inspect and they're going to give you a booklet. Okay, it's going to be a report on everything that's wrong with the property. Now, I always tell my first time home buyers an inspection report is like a buffet. If you eat everything, you're going to get sick. Okay, why? Because you probably haven't seen anything like this where somebody is pointing out all of the negatives. All of the negatives is going to be on one report. Well, here's the thing. If you're not buying a new construction, there are going to be things that are wrong with the property. So what are we looking for? We're looking for major things. We're looking for the heat doesn't work, cracked mirrors or windows. uh, maybe there's a leak or the roof needs to be replaced or the foundational issues. We're looking for major things. We're not looking for every little doorknob. All right. So you want to get an inspection. Now, after you get an inspection, you're going to go into mortgage underwriting. But let me back up. This Saturday, the Ultimate Home Buyer Masterclass, I'm going to have an inspector there. So the inspector is going to get on and he's going to let you know everything about an inspection, what to look out for, what are the common mistakes that he sees first time home buyers make. Okay. And you're going to be able to write all of this down. You're going to be able to write all of this down. All right. The next is getting a home appraisal. Okay. Once you go through the underwriting process, the mortgage underwriting process is when the bank actually looks at all of your information and make sure that you're worthy of getting a loan for this house. So when they do that, the last aspect of that is an appraisal. Okay. That's the last aspect of that. That's the last aspect of that is the appraisal. What's an appraisal? The appraisal is when you have an appraiser come in and they're going to give you their opinion of what the home is worth. This is their job, okay? This is their profession. So they're going to tell you what the market value is of this property. All right. Now, based on that, three things can happen. It can come in overvalue, at value, or undervalue. What does that mean? That means, say you agree that you're going to buy a home with the from the seller for $300,000. Now, what can happen is that the appraisal can come in at 320. If it comes in at 320, great. You got $20,000 of equity already in the property. That's great. That's the best case scenario. Or it can come in at 300,000. So that means that it came in at value. Or it can come in under. So let's just say it came in at 280. If it comes in at 280, okay, now we're back to the drawing board with the seller because three things can happen. Either they could lower the price to 280. That's what usually happens. Okay, that's what usually happens. So they can lower the price to 280, or what they can do is the buyer could bring that extra money. So if it came in at 280 and you guys agreed at 300, then what could happen is that the buyer could come with that $20,000 extra. $20,000 extra, meaning on top of his closing costs and down payment. That can happen. Or they can be somewhere in the middle. For example, the buyer can say, okay, I'll bring an extra 10,000 to make it 290. And the seller can say, okay, if you do that, I'll lower the price to 290. Okay. So that can happen. So the appraisal happens. Once we have the appraisal, now everything goes to the title company and it goes to the lender because you got to get title insurance. All right. And then what happens? Well, on March 9th, this Ultimate Home Buyer Masterclass, we're going to have a title company there also. We're going to have a title company there also, so they can speak to you about, okay, what do title companies do for you? Because you really don't need a title company until you need them. It's insurance. It's insurance. So it's something that they require you to have for the transaction. But at this ultimate home buying class, I'm going to have a title company there also. So they'll be there to tell you the pitfalls, what they've mistakes that they have seen from first time home buyers. All right. So they're going to be there to answer any of you guys' question. All right. So after that, what happens is a title company and the mortgage company, they have to balance. So they have to balance their numbers. Once they balance their numbers, then we're going to close. So we schedule the close. Now, before you close on your house, what do we have to do? We have to do a walkthrough inspection. Why? We got to do these walkthrough inspections just to make sure that nobody's the seller wasn't in there kicking in walls, putting holes in walls or anything like that. Okay. So we got to make sure of that. All right. So we do the walkthrough. We do the walkthrough inspection, me not with the inspector, but me and you. We walk through the property. And once we walk through the property, we're going to close. Once we go to closing, you get your keys. Once you get your keys, now the home is yours. Okay? Now the home is yours. So, hey, listen, it's going down this Saturday, okay? March 9th, the Ultimate Home Buying Masterclass. All right. Again, we're going to have door prizes, raffle, we're going to have food. Um, Come down. It starts at 1 o'clock. Okay. If you want to register, you will need to go to buyinginphilly.com. DM me or go to buyinginphilly.com. All right, go to buyinginphilly.com. Make sure you register, and it's going to be a good time. You're going to learn a lot, and after this seminar or this masterclass, you will be equipped with the information to buy your dream home or to upgrade from where you're at or to downsize, upsize or downsize. Doesn't matter what you do, all the information is going to be available to you, okay? So if again, you can DM me or you can go to buyinginphilly.com. Again, that's buyinginphilly.com, and you can RSVP. I would RSVP now because we're almost sold out. We're almost sold out. And it's going to be free food also, okay? All right, y'all. This is Colin Nathan Alim, the real estate boy. So if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, I got you. And remember, it's going down the Ultimate Home Buyer Masterclass. It's going down this Saturday at 1 o'clock. Okay, so make sure you go to buyinginphilly.com so you can reserve your spot. Okay, all right, have a good day.